Nice to meet you.
Good to see you,
welcome.
sir. Well, you're the one that opened the door for me.
Yeah.
I thought it's supposed to be your principal officer.
No problem.
You're very welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
This is the Honorable Chairman of Karu Local Government. You're welcome to the X-Ray with Alpha. We're going to be talking to you for just a few minutes. We're going to have a few minutes to have with you, sir.
No problem.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Let's have a seat.
Let's have a seat, yeah.
Thank you. You are highly welcome.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. You're such a humble chairman, sir.
That's how that's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's how life's supposed to be.
There's nothing in this life.
I'm telling you, nothing in this life.
It's just a privilege.
Yeah. The X-Ray with Alpha, you're welcome to the Honorable Chairman's office, the most humble chairman in Nigeria, as a matter of fact. So after this break, we'll be talking to the Honorable Chairman. He's going to be talking to us about what he has been doing so far as the Honorable Chairman of Karu Local Government Area in Nasarawa State, his achievements and more. Stay with us, we'll be back. You're welcome back from that short break. Like I said, we are at the office of the Honorable Chairman of Karu Local Government Area in Nasarawa State. So good to have you, sir.
Thank you
It's
very
our
much.
pleasure.
You're welcome.
Before we go further, let's talk about your office. I mean, when were you sworn in as the chairman?
My name is Honorable James B. Thomas, the Executive Chairman of Karu Local Government. We were sworn in toward the end of October last year.
Okay.
2021.
Okay.
Yeah, and now being on board almost 8 to 9 months so far.
So in 9 months, what has been the most challenging experience you've had as a chairman?
A lot of challenges.
Okay.
Most especially, you can't talk about progress without finance. And anybody that sees Karu Local Government, he has actually seen where we're solely supposed to depend on revenue. And truly, there's revenue in Karu. But the system I came to meet on ground is a system that I need to study very well, because I came and met on board a law that has been passed by the State House Assembly on the central billing system.
Okay.
The central billing system law was passed to enable the system block some leakages. Yes, which is very good. And then bringing the holistic revenue base into one platform. That is harmonization.
Okay.
Derived by the Board of Inland Revenue, who are supposed to champion it and harmonize all sorts of collection into one paper. But actually, because a law has been passed, I find it difficult to deviate from the law, because this is our government, we have to support the government. The central billing itself is a very good one, which from my mind, I know is going to block a lot of leakages.
All right.
Because the revenue department, I know, because I've been on the TMC chairman here, is a bit kind being corrupted, in the sense that, you know, they are used to, and most especially issues that deals with manual, anything could happen. The state generally normally use the same receipt for collection in the whole state. So somebody can go to a local government that doesn't have any revenue to collect and use the receipt to come and collect it because they have the same tag.
Okay.
So by harmonizing and having a central billing, it's a very good one. But the truth is that the system I came to meet on board is a system that I cannot tell exactly where it starts and where it ends. Most especially, all these systems are garbage in, garbage out. So a system that may be operating, it may be the more you see, the less you understand. But I'm just taking my time, because I've already come in, to see how best I'll be able to articulate myself even as the year runs out, knowing fully that it has not been an easy task for me, because my expectation has not become a reality based on that central billing. So I'm trying to see what do we partition in order to come up with a better way of collection. But because the law has been passed by the State House Assembly, I don't want to contradict that law. I'm following it with keen interest, but to see how it will be improved based on the reports I'm having here. And you know, the collection is given by a company which is called FOCA.
Okay, FOCA.
Who collects the revenue in one central system. But even the collection itself is given to a different company who brings the POS.
Wow.
So the system, I'm wondering, where do we get it wrong? Because even the more collection have been done, we don't see anything coming in. So I'm forecasting there must be something wrong somewhere. But I'm trying to harness all those challenges I'm having, because we are already toward the end of the year. So that let me prepare myself for the next year. By the grace of God, when we get all those challenges, we put them together, we'll sit down with our principal and tell him, because definitely there's truly revenue here. And I love the system of the central billing, because the system is so corrupt that it has to have one central billing. But let us all even be allowed to see how we get our own, so that if there's anything that can be taken to the state government, we are ready to do that and give the state government. But let's work on by ourselves to see how best we can be able to get the much that is being seen within Karu local government.
Let's talk about your plans for next year. I mean, like you said, we're running up 2022. 2023 just around the corner. What goals in terms of infrastructural development do you have in mind for Karu local government area?
When I came in first of all, I felt, let's co-opt the youth in this my system. Because when I was 7 months as a caretaker committee chairman before coming now, because I handed over to my predecessor, and to God be the glory, I came back again.
Wow.
Even within that short time, there has been a chairmanship competition which normally takes place in Karu here. But after 17 years, it has never happened. Because by mere looking at Karu, you know that there are potentials of youth whom God may have embezzled the talent in them in terms of sports. And you know how sport pays. So, but you have to create an enablement environment for them to showcase their talent. So then, when I came the that time, within that short time, and with the constraint of the finance, I was able to revive back a football tournament, that's the Chairman Cup, which has been forgotten for almost 17 years. So I revived it back, and I thought my predecessor would take off from there, being a youth. But to God be the glory, after 3 years, there wasn't anything of such again. I rebounded back again. Immediately I came in, that was my first activity I have within January and February, which I succeeded in knowing, and you can see the cups that are here. So I succeeded at getting a collection of talented players. And as God will make it, immediately a letter came from the zone, the present APC chairman, Senator Abdullah Adamu, saying he wants to have a strong team from the Western Zone. So he organized a competition for all the 5 local government. To God be the glory, we were the second, and 750,000 was given to us. So I thank God because of this collection of bunch of players that I have who has been playing together. So it gives me the opportunity of really proving ourselves, because we ended with penalty shootout. It was a 1-1 draw full time with Kokona, but we went for penalty draw shootout. And you know that one you can never predict.
You can't predict.
And I know it's because of that. And presently, 15 players have been handpicked by the senator, which is trying to get a formidable team, which I know there is preparation for them to have a synergy with a club from outside. Nobody knows where those players are going to go. So this is because I created an enablement environment for them to showcase their talent. I was able to collaborate with a company who has the beauty pageant.
Oh, okay.
Of Miss Karu, which we have one here. These two, you don't underrate all those things. There are people whom God has created them naturally, and it's because of the friendship we have with the youth, we can be able to release some funds to enable such kind of a thing succeed. We empowered almost 350 women, most vulnerable, being trained in different aspects, because the truth is that we have the population here, and anything you produce here, the market is there. So we impart almost 350 women here.
Training?
For training. We are trained. After 4 months, after 1 month, every weekend we were trained. Before we dispatch them, we had a good ceremony that we put them off, and we got some materials for them to go and kickstart. Because the material were not too expensive. A material that can cost 10,000. As a woman, staying with your family, you can start up preparing something. Almost 25 varieties of liquid soap, shampoo.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to ask you what sort of training?
Liquid soap, shampoo, Izol, Dettol, and so many of them, up to 25.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So that you can have one or the other. That you can, and we gave them some. We bought the equipment, the materials for them, not the cash. We got the material for them to go and start on their own, free of charge. Of recent, we were able, through an NGO, get 100 wheelchairs for disabled people here in the local government, and we gave it to them freely. And you know, they are the most vulnerable. Hardly the society thought about them. But we feel, yes, and I bought shoemaking machines for them, which were up to 6 in number. My purpose of doing that is that even as you have a bicycle that you can move yourself,
you can move freely.
You can now go and have somewhere that you can sit together and maybe know how to make shoes. And that from there, you can be able to have something to take home, not relying on street begging.
Yes.
So we did that. We gave them 100 tricycle to enable them move from here and there. We had a free medical outreach, which at Tatara Kondro. I know how the people were so happy. Somebody that may be living in a remote area with some ailment, and you don't have the means of going to the hospital, and you go, health is wealth, and you go and give somebody some kind of a thing. I felt we're touching life. So that has been some of the humanitarian kind of a feeling we have for our people. And by the grace of God, we are able to create a bridge at Bagaji, which is almost 8 to 9 million at Bagaji. The bridge is there because during my campaign time, we know how we suffered in that bridge, and the people are so happy. And we had 2 bus culverts along Jong Koya Road, almost at the rate of 33 million each. And if you can see the secretariat, when I came in, a lot of things were picked out from the secretariat because there was no security for it. So we renovate the secretariat. We make sure we put the back wire and get the gates being well organized, so that at least we have the security at the gate post. And then anybody that feels he can take any of the property of Kalogam and sneak it through that has been protected. And I know it's cost almost 5 to 6 million. We are going to have a free medical outreach, full operation, excluding where there are fractures. That's the only. But is it the eye? Is it what kind of operation you want? We're going to say we're expecting not less than 400 people that we're going to get. We have 4 points. We're going to have a point at Panda Hospital. We have to have one at Cottage Hospital, okay? We'll get one at Medical Center, Maraba, and then the eye will be at Kodepe. Okay. The purpose of it is to touch life. The truth is that you cannot to meet everybody's demands, but there are challenges. Health challenges that people are laying with it. Even I know how many people normally come to me to help them. They have hernia. They want to go and operate it. But by the grace of God, if I embark on this, I know I'm going to touch a lot of lives. Somebody that have no hope again, you have raised his hope with this emotion.
And is it free?
It's going to be free.
Before now, we talked about the project we want to do for next year. I'm sure you have some goals in mind.
Yeah.
But before we go into those goals, I want you to answer something. If you were not a politician, what would you have been doing?
If I'm not a politician, farming has been my profession.
Seriously?
I've been a typical farmer.
Wow. You don't be farming right now?
Even up till now.
You still farm?
I still farm.
Okay.
I still have farm. Because there's nothing you farm and bring here that cannot be consumed. You will make me to you are reminding me, I have a very big project, which by the grace of God, I went to Niger River Basin. I've gotten a big dam that is that is being erected in my, even though it's a project that is ongoing. This, first of all, will pull out some youths from being unemployed. They go to irrigation farm.
Yes.
It's going to be a recreational center for the teeming youth around it. That's close to my village. I know every Christmas season, I know how many picnics normally go inside the river that's very close to my place, picnics.
Yes.
So with that dam, I know what the government is going to benefit. So you just remind me of a project which I know I facilitated for it. And because I love farming, when you come to farming, we are there.
Now, no doubt, I mean, I live within your local government, and I know the efforts that you have been put in terms of security. But what plans do you have? I mean, we hear a lot of issues from the federal government now, telling everybody to be careful. We see a lot of threats from bandits and all of that. What plans do you have to continue to ensure safety of lives and properties within the local government area here in Karu?
Yes, actually, we have been kudos to our traditional rulers because they have not been relenting. Our traditional rulers are trying their best, and that is why of recent you can see the governor, His Excellency Engineer Isule, have formed a committee whereby to access the leadership of various local governments so as to upgrade some of the village to village areas and district areas. These are strategies to checkmate the influx of people within the area, because until they are giving you are starting with some responsibility, people will be able to know who and who are your next door neighbor.
Yes.
So that's the first way of checkmating who has come here, who is staying here, what is he doing, where is it from, what are the challenges that you can likely be first, because the government is always at alert, because our governor is a business-oriented person.
True.
He loves investment, and you cannot talk about investment without having an enabling environment.
Peace.
That is keeping the place secured and in order. So I know how he has been confronting issues.
On a lighter note now, Honorable Chairman, let's talk about your favorite meals. What's your favorite food? I mean, if you're not working and you want to relax, what do you like to take?
I'm not working.
You want to relax, maybe somewhere cool.
Relax at where? In the office or where?
No, maybe, I don't know, anywhere else.
You know, me, I don't go on this. We call it kono.
Wow.
But these are those
so
local
favorite food.
It sustain me in the office. At times, my wife brings food here, but my favorite, I can't go away from my local food. We have to.
Okay.
That will normally.
So, what message do you have for residents of Karu local government area? Final words.
Yes, we want to thank God for the life of our people in Karu. We are calling on them to be law-abiding citizens and to make sure they have their PVCs. And we are telling them that the most important thing for the government of the day to have for you is peace and security of the people. And to God be the glory, we know what the governor has done. In terms, if there's any state, we will count 1, 2, 3 that has relative peace, it's Nasarawa State. So we want to assure the people of Nasarawa State, the Karu local government, to be vigilant and carry their PVC and give their vote to the right person, that by the grace of God, because the state government and the House Assembly are the people close to us. And so even though we have different ethnic groups, we'll be very careful so that you should give us support as this government is trying its best so that the APC should be able to get its foot and do more things for us. Most especially with the project that the governor has brought to us of recent. Is it the bus terminus? Is it the technology village? But by the grace of God, a lot of things are going to happen there. Is it the shopping mall as about to take, already have kick-started. So I usually like His Excellency. He says the way Ogun and Lagos is, that is how you want Karu to be. And I know he's a man of his words. Whatever he says, we'll make sure he accomplishes it, because the population, our closeness to Abuja here, means a lot. And I know by the grace of God, if given another chance for another 4 years, before he round up, I know people are going to smile.
Invariably, you are saying that we should give Honorable His Excellency Abdullahi Sule, second shot as the governor of Nasarawa State.
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think he should win?
He should win.
So I should give him my vote?
You should give him his vote because I will tell you my reasons.
Go ahead.
You cannot talk about development without improving your revenue.
True.
This man has doubled the revenue of Nasarawa State. Let me give you an instance. As he came, you have to make sure he's tidying up the Blue Spring Hotel, whom you know at the central area.
Yes.
I know how much they remit to the state government. Automatically, you know, revenue has been improved there. I know the luxury hotel in Lafia. That luxury hotel was owned by the government. The government are normally being given the DTA to go and sleep there. But these are government facilities. And every month, budget will be made to sustain. But now, is that facility that is paying the government now? They have to privatize it, and the facility is paying the government. Instead of the government sinking its money. So he has such kind of a things that he has brought on limelight so that money will be coming. And this facility that you are seeing, the bus terminals he's bringing, these are facilities that will generate revenue. So until you have revenue, before people will feel and touch the love of development of people. So I think with this holistic thinking for Nasarawa State, bringing this kind of development, I know the sky is going to be our limit. So it's just, as we go into, he's going to second term, I know people will be surprised. We'll stay within Nasarawa State and be able to take ourselves before waiting for the subvention to come from the federation account.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Sir, what inspires you? What drives you? What is your motivational point as Honorable Chairman? What keeps you going every day?
Well, because we are grassrooters, if you don't do it, others will do it. We have been on grassroots. I was a civil servant. I was working with Abuja Municipal Council.
Seriously?
I resigned around 1997 and joined politics. Since then, I have been in this game because most of the time we have to take the advantage of the population we are having here. Knowing the scenario of this area, knowing the challenges, we have to take the bull by the horns. Other people are coming. Let's set the pace so that other people will follow. If you allow it, because it's a game of number, if you don't get yourself prepared, a different number can take over. And then you'll be left without knowing where you are heading to. That's why we forecast and know definitely population are coming up. But let's be the frontiers of this movement so that others, I know they are always very friendly. They want to, if they see you at the right foot, they would like to follow you. So that we have nowhere to go, we stay here. So whatsoever we have to do it here. Then allow, so we felt being grassroots people, and we know we have nowhere to go, we are staying with our people. Let's do the needful so that the people will see us at least as leaders, so that at least we'll lead them the right way.
So that's a wrap on the X-ray with AFAM with the Honorable Chairman, Honorable James. So great to have you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Can I stand up and give you a handshake, sir, please?
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your wonderful thoughts. I'm so grateful.
Nice to meet you.
I mean, on short notice, you gave me the opportunity to talk to you.
Yes.
And when I knocked on the door, guess who opened the door for me? You know who opened the door? It was the Honorable Chairman, the most humble chairman in the world.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you more, sir.
Welcome.
So, we're going to give a date with the Extra with AFAM on our next episode. Something else is going to be happening that you're going to love. Until next time, keep a date and keep watching the X-Ray with AFAM.